Hi, everybody. Welcome to the happy hour. It's Thursday, and the trade deadline has come and went, and a few little small minor pieces from what we were looking at this morning. The big piece, guess what? He's still going to stay in Phoenix. Kevin Durant didn't move. That was the biggest piece where everybody was wondering where he was going to go. If he was staying, is he going? Well, guess what? He's staying. So I guess Phoenix will deal with that as it goes. Because they definitely probably just couldn't find a buyer. Well, they tried to make a deal with the Warriors, I'm quite sure, and then that fell through, and we know that now Jimmy Buckets is a Warrior. So that's kind of how that went there. And when you can't find a dance partner, sometimes you just can't go dancing. You got to stick with what you got, right? So welcome everybody to the happy hour. Let's get right to it like we always do. How's everybody doing? It's the 3 hours again, just the 3 hours, but nothing wrong with the 3 hours. Let's get right to today's action. How you doing, Ramon?
Hey, great, Rod. Coming off a little bit of a winner again last night, so got to attack this great card here, especially this college basketball today. We got some nice NHL and in the pros on the hardwood as well. Perfect way to get ready for Super Bowl weekend.
Perfect on Friday Eve is the eve of Friday Eve. How you doing, Ron?
Yeah, good. Slap shot. Hey, Edmonton, you had a 3-1 lead. Put them away. Yeah, they couldn't do it. It's okay. We'll get it back tonight. And then easy winner on our 3-point play with Oklahoma City. Easy winner there. So, yeah, got those again tonight. So let's get back at it.
Yeah, I had a little losing day. I went 2 and 3. So, yeah, is what it is. I had the who did I have that got me? Somebody on the ice. I took a big jog, and they lost in that one. Who was it yesterday? Somebody got me big. Who was it? I took a shot with. Man, drawing a blank on who I took a shot with. I took a shot. Who was I with? I was at the. I think I had the Rangers on the puck line. Yeah, the Rangers on the puck line, and they didn't get it. They only went 3-2 in that matchup. I figured for sure they were going to get the bounce back in that one. Did not get the bounce back in that one. So
it was obviously memorable, Rod.
See, exactly. See, it was just one of those ones that was like, we lost it, so quickly put it behind you and move forward, right? So,
oh boy, if it were only squeezy.
Always, right? Yes. It's you try not to remember the can't get too high on the losses, can't get too high on the wins when you get hot. So let's just get to it. Let's find some winners today. We'll kick it off with the NBA. Smaller slate of NBA action. Kind of figured that on a trade deadline day. But we'll kick off with we'll do 3 in this spot. We'll do Dallas heading into Boston. Boston up to 11.5 point favorite in that one. Total 231.5 there. The Rockets heading into Minnesota. Minnesota 1 point favorite in that one. Total 214.5. And then we got the Magic flying into Denver on the back-to-back for both those teams. You look at that, that line dropped. It was like 9 overnight. Now it's down to 6.5 in places for Denver being favored there. Total 218.5. Quickly look at the injury reports. Let's see who's in and who's out there. Looking for the Rockets. Looks like Easton is going to be in for that one. Zeller in. Adams. Most likely Adams going to be out there in that one. Looks like the Timberwolves good to go in that one. Looking like Holiday hit the report for Boston, so most likely game time decision in that one. So I'm leaning towards we're probably not going to see Holiday for Boston in that matchup. And then Dallas, Davis, Lively, Martin, Powell, Washington out for Dallas in that matchup. And then looking at Denver and the Magic, Caldwell Pope, game time decision for the Magic. Harris, game time decision for the Magic. Jamal Murray, game time decision. Anthony Gordon, game time decision there. Kakar and Watson out. Westbrook still out. Hang on, but Ramon, what do you think of those 3?
Yeah, I'll go to the game with Orlando and Denver. You see that move to Orlando. Yeah, maybe on the back-to-back and some pieces that might be missing here. We know Westbrook is out for Denver and Murray's questionable. Gordon's questionable, you said, Rod, right? So still for me, I think in this type of matchup with Denver at home, I think I'm getting 2 points of bargain with the over here. Denver is an over team for sure at home, 16-8 to the over. Now, Orlando has played to the under for the most part this season, but note they are 10-20 to the under at home, but 11-11 over under on the road. So I think it dictates to Denver's pace. I don't know if they'll get the money necessarily with that number moving in Orlando's favor. I might prefer the dog, but there's no value there. So I'll take the over here with Orlando and Denver. I hope I get one of those two guys for Denver in, but again, 218. Orlando's been that under, but I'm going over.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you think of those three, Ron?
Yeah, Houston, Minnesota, we caught it with Houston, got in that little back door right there against the Spurs. So I'm going to look at Houston again tonight. I just don't like this Minnesota Timberwolves team as a home favorite. They're just horrible at home. So give me Houston in that one. And, Orlando has been scoring 90-some points, and that's it, under 100 for the whole West Coast trip. And now they blow out and get over 100. Yeah, they're going back to the 90s tonight. I think Denver rolls them big time.
Right? It's kind of like you look at that one. I'm with Ramon, and in the morning show, I kind of like the over in that one. It was, 220.5, and that it's come down 2 points from what it was this morning. So it's kind of like we get a better number now. I still think we get over the total. Teams on back-to-backs. They get tired legs. They shoot the ball a lot more. I definitely would love to know whether Jamal Murray and Anthony Gordon are going to be in for the Nuggets in that one. I'm leaning one of those two guys are going to be out. I think that's why
Ron, I mentioned that series history, and that series is 5-0 to the over when Orlando goes into Denver. It's only once a year, but it's still the same type of trip for that same
type of trip. Orlando. Yeah, right.
So that's the way I saw just like that with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely leaning to you with the over there in that matchup. But I'm going to take the under between the Rockets and Minnesota. That's definitely a first to 100 type game wins that one. Slow paced, real slow paced. When you look at it, both those teams, 3-4? But just both those teams 3-4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It just came to it a different way. Both 3 games in 4 nights. Just you look at what Houston did to get to their 3 and 4 nights. They played who did they play? They played the Knicks, and then they played the Nets on the back-to-back. They played and then had a day off, and now they're playing Minnesota. And you look at Minnesota, well, they played Sacramento, and then they played the Bulls, and now they're on the first of a back-to-back. So it's a little different. Still both teams 3 and 4. I like the slow-paced under. Give me the first to 100 wins that one. Definitely, it's a coin flip. I like the under first to 100 there. Give me the under Houston and Minnesota. So on to the last 3 slate we got going here. We got Golden State heading into the Lakers. Lakers down to a 6.5 there in that one. Favorite total 222.5. We got Sacramento heading into Portland. Kings favored by 1 in that matchup. Total 230.5. And we got the Pacers heading into take on the Clippers. Both teams off a big blowout beatdowns in this one. Should be a good one. Clippers favored by 5 in that matchup. Total 229.5. Let's look at the injury report. See what we got there. On the Warriors side, Moody and Santos questionable. Butler not in there. Kuminga not in there. Green looked like he's going to be in there for the Warriors. LeBron James. It was a game time decision. He's most likely going to be in there. Vincent in there. Williams in there. Luka was questionable this morning. Guess what? He's out. He's not going to be in there for this first game. They're actually probably going to do maybe he probably was chomping at the bit and probably really wanted to play in this game tonight. But because of that moving around and switching the TV game, maybe they got the kibosh and said, you better not play him tonight. We moved everything around for the big showcase on Saturday. Maybe just let him rest a little. I don't know, because it looked like he wanted to play this game tonight, but it's not. So we got that one. And then the last, we're looking at Sacramento, and they're looking like they're going to have a clean injury report there for Sacramento. Portland, just liable out in that one. You're looking at the Pacers, clean injury report there. Clippers, Bogdanovich. Well, we know Bogdanovich got traded, I believe. Didn't he get traded?
Yeah,
here
he's gone.
He went to he was like one of them last minute trade pieces. Where I just seen that he went to.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
he got traded.
No, they just got him. They picked him up from the Hawks. They just picked up Bogdanovich from the
Just
Hawks
picked him
the
up.
Clippers.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
picked him up.
And put and sent Terrence Mann and Bones Highland that way. That's what that is. All right. What do you think in those three, Ramon?
Well, they say tread lightly on these trade deadline games, but our job as handicappers is to factor all that in. That being said, I'm going to go to the Pacers and the Clippers game, just based on what we've seen, kind of right with this resurgent Pacers team. Yeah, maybe they're starting to come back to reality a little bit, but they look pretty good here. Clippers do play a good amount of unders, but I got to go over in this one. Every time these two teams are getting together right now, 10 of the last 12 meetings, basically out of the pandemic, all of them over when these two teams meet. And I think the Clippers, I think that's the way I see it. Pacers are 14-6 to the over as an underdog this season. So I'm going to go over in this one with Pacers and the Clips.
And what do you think of these three, Ron?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that game with Ramon, but I'm going to look at the Clippers as on the spread there. They just got destroyed by the Lakers and basically gave up in the last quarter there. So I think the Clippers come back and really hand it to Indiana in that one. And who the hell is going to fade the Portland Trail Blazers? I'm not. So we know what they're going to do there. Still play them until they lose, I guess. I mean, that's probably – the other night was the best spot that I've ever seen in my life. You got games in 3 and 4 nights. They've won 4 as underdogs straight up, and they still won. So I can't figure that team out, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I'll still ride the Blazers, I guess. We got to keep with them. And Golden State and L.A., it's LeBron and it's Curry. It's going to come down to the final shot, especially if it's on TV tonight. So you'll get a nice entertainment value in that one.
Right. Definitely get some entertainment value. I lead to the Warriors plus the 6.5 in that one. Should be a good one. Come right down to the wire there. Who's got the ball last? So give me the Warriors plus the 6.5 there. And then the guy that's going to try to catch the falling knife with Portland, it's going to be this guy. Guess what? Portland's bags are packed. They're ready to go. They've got tickets to the flight. They're ready to go. I think this is it. There's way too many people on that Portland bandwagon right now. It's teetering like this. It's all over the place. It's ready. It's one person's more trying to jump on. It's going to fall off and go in a big collapse. So for me in this spot, I'm going to take the Sacramento Kings. I think they win it. I think they burst that bubble and burst their balloon. Portland's looking at this road trip ahead. They've had a nice run here at home. And yeah, I am going to try to catch this falling knife. Why? Because you look at the Sacramento team and what have they done in away games after they've allowed 130 points in a game where they kind of like they bounce back, dating all the way back to 2023. They're 14-1. ATS is this Sacramento team. So as I said, this Portland team, hey, they've been playing some pretty good hoops, but your bags are packed. They're ready to go. Give me the Sacramento Kings in this one. And the other one, the Pacers and Clippers. Yeah. I got a premium on the side in that one. The total, it's tough. I think that numbers right where it is in that matchup. All right, let's head on. Speaking of tough, here's today's tough college basketball slate. There's definitely some gems to find, but watch out, there's some landmines in this college basketball slate as well. So we'll kick it off with the 6 p.m. Eastern games. And we'll go all the way through to, let's do right all the way up to the 8 p.m. games. Or should we just leave the 8 p.m.? Yeah, we'll do all the way right to the 8 p.m. games, including the 8 p.m. games, including the random 8:05 game at 8:05 p.m. Heading on over to Ramon. What do you think in those the first slate of college basketball action?
Look at first here with Towson and Stoney. Towson playing hot ball right now. They're on a winning streak. Stoney not so much. I think Towson comes in here, probably gets the job done. They're laying a little bit of a number here. I'm actually going to go under. Towson 4-9 to the under as a favorite this season. So let's go under there with Towson and Stoney. It's dipped here to 129.5 right now. And I'll look at FIU at home here against Sam. They haven't been covering a few games here of late, but look, I think they're the better cover overall. We've seen Sam, maybe they're a little bit overrated so far. So I'm going to try FIU at home here, laying currently 1.5 right now, I want to say. It's a pick 'em here right now. So just win the game here. Both teams are pretty bad, but I happen to like that game with FIU. Can't pass there. Also, I'll go down to Marist on the road, laying a small number at Fairfield in this one. Look, I think Marist is the better team. They still have to cover a little bit of number. I wanted to go premium, but I'm just going to end up taking them here minus 4.5 right now. It is up to 6. So no wonder I'm on the free pick here, Rod. The up to 6 with Marist over Fairfield, but hey, they only have 3 losses right now. They're really one of the sleepers in the country. So I guess everybody's kind of bought into them. So do I.
Heading on over to Ron, what do you think of these slate of action?
Yeah, let's look at some of the small schools for you tonight. Definitely want to look at that. Give me Binghamton. I like Binghamton over UMass Lowell in that one. I'm going to look at, let's see here. Camels, man, they just keep covering. You got to take them against Elon. Take the Camels. In that one, I love Jacksonville State in the Conference USA. You're getting Middle Tennessee off of 3 or 4 covers, and that's not a good spot for Middle Tennessee. So take Jack State in that one, and give me Bellarmine. I like Bellarmine. Actually, says that's one of my spreadsheet plays today. It's actually 56 and 25 for 70%. Purely a spreadsheet play. So give me Bellarmine in that one.
And for me in this early slate of college basketball action, I'm looking at Stony Brook plus the it's down to 7.5. I still like it. Give me the home dog of Stony Brook. Towson's been playing some pretty good hoops. I believe they won 7 straight basketball games. And after they won 7 straight, guess what? They fall off 0-8 ATS following that 7th straight win. So I think it's just too many. I believe these teams have faced once before when it was a 4-point win for Towson in that one, and now you're getting 7.5 with Stony Brook and the home dog. I don't know, maybe they're trying to bait me in, but I'm going to take it. Give me Stony Brook plus the 7.5 in that one. And then you know what? I looked at this one. I almost was put this in as a premium UNC Wilmington at 5.5, but that thing skyrocketed, and everybody jumped on the UNC Wilmington in that matchup. But look at Delaware. Delaware at home is a really tough school to play, and that number's dropped. And I'm seeing a whole lot of people on UNC Wilmington, and this number's dropping for Delaware. So I'm like, why is that dropping? And everybody's buying on UNC Wilmington. So you're getting a better number for the team that has most people on it. That's some inverse alignment going on there. Give me Delaware plus the points in that matchup. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something, and I'm telling
a wild game, Rod. This thing's they might have 175 points.
Might be, right? The way it's going, but somebody knows something. Take Delaware plus the 4.5 there in that matchup. It popped out to me. Gotta love this late show because that's where we find that lady. Give me Delaware plus the points in that matchup. And then there's one more. Where is it? Give me I like Siena here. Say that line moved up too. I don't think it was as high as what it was this morning. Was it a 5? Now I thought it was closer to be a 4.5, 4 than what it was in that one. Either way, I like Siena at home in that one. I know St. Peter's is playing some pretty good hoops, but not enough to get that cover. They're trying to bait you into St. Peter's there. Give me Siena in that matchup. All right, heading on into the next slate of college basketball. How many late ones we got? We got a few, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. We'll do all the 8:30s, and we'll do all the 8:30, and we'll go all the way right to the end of 9:30s. And then we'll just leave the late slate there, all the 10 o'clock ones. So all the 8:30s right up until 10 p.m. And then we'll stop there. So everything before 10 p.m. What do you think there, Ramon?
Yeah, Rod, I'll get into it here with a couple of games in that in that block, I'm going to go down to Utah Tech here against Abilene Christian. Basically about a pick 'em here in this one with the Utah Tech. Quite often overlooked here. I don't know if it's a very good game. I've got two subpar teams here, but kind of like that move a little bit on Utah Tech. They're actually a 1-point favorite here, and I'm going to take Utah Tech over ACU. And also, I'm going to look down a couple more here to the game with Sacramento State and Eastern Washington. A slight move to the over here now at 136 or so. Maybe these teams have had under tendencies this season, but I'm going to end up with the over here. When these two teams meet, it's quite often an over. So I think the series history will pertain here. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two have gone over. So my play there is the over with Sac State and Eastern Washington Eagles.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Heading on over to Ron. What do you think of the this slate of college basketball action?
Yeah, I'm looking at Gardner Webb and UNC Asheville. We call them Cashville, and there's a reason why. They just that offense is something else. And if you look at Gardner Webb, they turn the ball over way too much for this team. So I'm getting less than a touchdown here. I'm taking UNC Asheville, and definitely I agree with Ramon and Utah Tech. Definitely in that one. And looking at St. Mary's coming off one of the biggest upsets. Some people wouldn't call it an upset, but beating Gonzaga for them is always an upset. So I'm going to look at San Francisco plus the 4.5 in that one. And conversely, we're going to look at Gonzaga. You know, when Gonzaga loses, they blow out the next victim. So look at Gonzaga just dismantle the Loyola Marymount club there.
Yeah, I agree. It's like Ron's been looking at my notes. It says UNC Asheville with a big circle around it, -6. So, yeah, Asheville, got to go with that one. I think they win by double digits there over Gardner Webb. As Ron mentioned, that Gardner Webb team just likes to be like, here you go. You want the ball back? Here you go. Have the ball back. Here you go. Have the ball back. They love to turn the ball over way too much. Casual by 10 plus there. I like the Dons better at 5.5, but still, we're getting 4.5. With a home dog over possession. Still like it. Give me the Dons plus the 4.5 there in that matchup. And then I know it's a big number, and if you would have got that number early, you wouldn't have to lay so many with Gonzaga. But the way that the Mount has been playing this season, 22.5 is just way not enough points. You'd have to give me about 28 points in that one. I like Gonzaga by 30 plus. I think it's one of those spots that all of a sudden you look and Gonzaga's pinning either 90 to 100 points on the Mount in that one, and they easily cover that one. It's like one of those lopsided where it's 80 to 50.
No, at halftime, it's like a 5-point game, and it's like 40. Where'd that come from?
Where did that come from, right? I don't know where you turn around and look, you flip something else, and then you come back. And
like Portland after their last loss when they hit Portland, they just beat the crap out of them in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we'll take the Zags there in that one. Big in that one.
I agree.
Heading on to the last slate of college basketball action, everything from 10 p.m. onward. We got 8 games in there. We got Santa Clara heading into Portland. Santa Clara laying 14 in that matchup. Anyway, we got San Diego taking on Pacific. Pacific favored by 3.5 in that matchup. UC Davis laying 4 heading into Long Beach. Hawaii heading into Cal Poly. Hawaii favored by 1 in that matchup. We got UC Riverside heading into UC San Diego. San Diego still minus 11.5. That was minus 11.5 this morning. Those are the books are happy where that one is. Tarleton State, guess what? They were still 9-point dogs this morning. Still 9-point dogs now to Seattle in that matchup. CSU Fullerton minus 15.5. Northridge favored in that one versus Fullerton. That's a big spread there for Northridge to be covered in that one. And then we got Southern Utah heading to Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist laying 13. And then Washington State taking on Oregon State to end the night. We're going to wrist around. What do you think there in those ones, Ron?
Yeah, let's look at I'm going to look at UC Davis. I like this UC Davis. They're playing the beach, and there's a reason they're favored by 4 on the road. So give me UC Davis in that one. Santa Clara is good, but not that damn good to be laying that much at Portland. So I'm going to look at the Portland Pilots in that one, plus 2 touchdowns at that one. And the rejects from the old Pac-12, right? Washington State and Oregon State. been farmed out to different conferences now, and Washington State turns the ball over way too much for my liking. Give me Oregon State and Corvallis to take that one.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you think in the late slate?
Like I was saying yesterday, right? These teams end up in a different conference and they're playing the same teams. I don't know how it works. All right, let me go to the game Ron mentioned there with Santa Clara and Portland. Maybe laying a little bit too much on the road. And if that's going to be the case, I think Portland ends up with a heavy contribution here to get this game over. It's a pretty high number here right now, but I got to go over in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone over. Santa Clara always covers against Portland, but like Ron said, pretty big number here. I would expect Portland to be able to at least get theirs on the back end in that one, and that one goes over with Santa Clara and Portland at 153.5. Also, Pacific hosting USD. It's been an embarrassing season for Coach Lavin and the Toreros. Pacific, I don't know, Ron. I'm picking a bunch of single-digit teams as far as wins are concerned on this card, but hey, we just go where the winners are. I'm going to take Pacific here against USD. They're not a very good favorite, but they should win and cover here against Sad Sack Toreros. I'll take Pacific and lay the 3 points, 3.5 right now against USD. And those will be my picks in the 10 o'clock block.
Well, you're braver than I am. I can't lay any points with Pacific. I'll cheer for you. How's that one? I'll watch it because I'll just watch the sideline. I like Pacific when they're getting double digits as a dog. That's where I'll jump up Pacific, not there. I'll cheer for you in that matchup. The other one I'm looking at here in this spot is I like UC San Diego. Give me the Tritons to beat up on Riverside. Riverside lives and dies by the 3. They love to chuck it up. And when they're hitting it, hey, they hang around in games. And when they're not hitting it, they're not hanging around in games. So that's what we get there. Triton, Riverside in that one by 15 plus there in that matchup. And I like the over. Give me a track meet, Washington State and Oregon State to end the night. 146, too light. I think we cruise into the 150s in that matchup. And then I'll answer someone's question in the chat. Mr. Westers wants to know about Niagara and Merrimack. Okay, I'll look at this game.
I have Niagara on my spreadsheet, Rod.
You got Niagara?
Yeah, on my spreadsheet. It put out Niagara.
This is one of those games you look at Niagara. What have they been doing? They can shoot the ball. Give it to them. They've been scoring, hitting 48% of their shots, going to about 67 points a game. But defensively, over the last 5, not so good. Giving up 47.9% of their shots defensively. So allowing 71 points a game has been Merrimack. On the road, Niagara gets even worse shooting-wise. That's in the last 5. In conference play, it's been pretty good. They're hitting about 47. But on the road, Niagara's scary place on the road. Only hitting 42% of their shots, only scoring about 63 points a game. And you look at Merrimack, there's their problem. They're not scoring. They average best 64 points a game. Where Merrimack excels is defensively. So if they can smother Niagara with their scoring here at about 60, the way that Niagara gives up the points, I got this at about 72 to 63. So it's about this line is like right where it is. It was at 8. I believe it's at 7.5. If you can find an 8, maybe I would lean to Niagara plus 8. I just can't trust Niagara on the road.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's my problem with Niagara on the road. Can't do it. You look at you bet against Niagara after playing a game as a favorite this season. Following a game where they've been a favorite, they're 0-8 ATS. So Merrimack.
I got it about a 5-point win for Merrimack. That's what I got.
Oh, okay.
And a 7.5. I'll lay it with Merrimack. I think they win by. I think they win by 8. It's a close win. And they win by, I'm going to go 9. What did I say, 72-63?
Looks like Higgsy's got Niagara plus 8 in his pocket, so that's good.
Was he say? See, he's with 8. He's with you. So so I'm on my island over here with Merrimack there, Mr. Weskers in that one. All right, heading on over to the ice. We'll skate on over. We got a half decent slate on the NHL board. We'll do all the 7 p.m. Eastern games. We got Washington heading into Philadelphia. We got Vegas heading into New Jersey. We got Utah heading into Columbus. Ottawa taking on Tampa Bay. And we'll just stick with those 4. That's all the 7 p.m. Eastern games. Heading on over to Ramon, what do you think of those slate of NHL action?
Yeah, I'll go to the game with Washington and Philadelphia here. Washington on the road goes with Lindgren here in this one. I always listen to Rod. Well, I didn't. I don't know if he. Well, I did listen to Rod, but you have to go check it out yourself. Instead, although I will go to the total here in this one with Lindgren and Fedotov in there. Look, Lindgren actually did struggle that last time out. Thompson was in there the last two games, I believe, and it was a pretty rough outing last time for Lindgren. So here against Philadelphia, I think we can see a game that might end up being pretty close to even, maybe get those ties working in there to get this one over the total in this one. Fedotov in there, 3.2 goals against this season. Give me the over with the Caps and the Flyers tonight.
Heading on over to Ron, what do you think of the slate of NHL action?
Well, first I got to look at Columbus, man. 15-4-1 as a home underdog. Not sure what's going on there. But I got to lean to the Columbus Blue Jackets in that one, straight up on the money line there. Yeah, Washington, normally, and me and Rod agree on this, but, Lindgren is in net, but still that Washington Capitals team is great on the road. It's a favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Washington tonight. I normally don't unless it's Logan Thompson, but I still got to look at the Caps in that one. And the Caps don't have anybody in Four Nations, so they don't have to rest or anything. They can just play right through, right? So,
right? They're trying to get all the wins they can. And for me, in that game, if it was Erson, I might be a little more inclined to lean to the Flyers' way. But with Ivan Fedotov in there, you look what he's been doing.
Giant.
Nothing's been good. Yeah, he might be this big guy, but man, is he ever? He's just, I don't know. When you see him and you look at him, you're like, man, this guy's going to be a beast. And then you look at and then he starts playing, and you're like, this isn't good. You look what he's done over since his appearance. He's made 7 appearances since November 29th. He's 0-3-2 in those appearances, 293 goals against average, and an 880 save percentage. I don't care if Charlie Lindgren's in goal tonight for the Washington Capital team. I'm taking the Washington Capitals there. In that matchup. That's the only way to go there.
Amendment to the first rule.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. I know it's not Logan Thompson.
Rule is, I see Charlie Lindgren run the other way, unless you see Fedotov on the other side, and then it's okay to bet on Charlie, because I think the team will have Charlie's back after his bad start in that last one. And also, Washington's beat this Metro division opponent in 6 straight, so give us Washington there in that matchup. And then, just like I said in the video, I'm going to take Vegas here. This Devils team riding with, at first they were riding with Allen, and now they're going back to Nico Daz for this one. It's like, and Hill will be getting the start for Vegas. So, I said in the video, give me Vegas, Golden Knights in that one. And then looking at that Columbus one, you look at what Columbus does following a road loss. A win. It equates. They've won 8 straight following a road loss back at home. So it's just the value is too good with that one. I just don't like what I've seen out of this Utah Hockey Club over their last few. And then you look at this Ottawa team, and I think I said revenge in the video, right? It's like was hoping Allmark was going to be back in goal for that one, but it's Forsberg, so you're going to have to rely on Forsberg. I'm gonna stick with the under. Give me the under 5.5 in that one. Is a way to go as well. I'm definitely not enamored with Ottawa like I was. It's a tough spot. They're missing some guys on it that aren't in for this game as well. So it's a tough ask. Kind of not liking the Ottawa play anymore. I like the under as the better play in that one. All right, heading on to the next slate of NHL action. We got Carolina heading into Minnesota.
Did we lose Rod?
Oh, is it? I thought it was on my end.
I did too at first.
Let me pick you up there, and maybe we could just wrap up these last games. Carolina.
I think it's just me and you, yeah.
Yeah,
right now.
Carolina at Minnesota here. We'll let Rod get back. He'll probably just log back in and on. Carolina at Minnesota here. You have
Yep.
Carolina on the road. Ron, $1.85. This one's been on the move all day. Total 5.5. Florida and St. Louis. Florida $1.70 or so here on the road. All these road favorites today, Ron, made things really interesting.
It's like every home underdog.
yeah.
It's unbelievable today.
Carolina, Colorado on the road. Rod, hey, there he is. Carolina,
There he
Colorado
is.
on the road here, $1.50 at Calgary. Toronto on the road, $1.50. Rod, Vancouver on the road, $2. Rod, what is going on with a 9-game card? And there's, I think, 7 road favorites.
I think the rest of them are. If you look at it, St. Louis, Calgary, Seattle, San Jose.
So only one road. Yeah. The
Can we just go on all the home dogs, Rod, blindly?
Everything's right. Look at all these home dogs. The whole afternoon, the whole last 5 that was here. Sorry about that.
No, I think
My laptop it didn't give me any warning. It says, "Hey, I'm out of juice," so I had to plug her back in. But we're plugged her back in. We're good to go. But yeah, all the afternoons.
Somebody told me back in handicapping school they'll look at home dogs no matter what, but this is kind of crazy.
Nah, not necessarily, Ramon. I got a few that I'm going to disagree with here. So you want me to take it to the end, Rod?
Did we do it all? Where did you guys get to? I went Carolina, Minnesota, and then
we were just reading.
So
yeah,
I'll go
Ramon
Carolina,
read them
Minnesota,
right. Yeah,
Florida,
Ramon
Panthers
read
taking
the rest.
on St. Louis,
Yeah.
Colorado taking on Calgary, Toronto taking on Seattle, Vancouver taking on San Jose.
Yeah.
What do you think of those ones, Ramon?
I'm going to go to the under with Carolina and Minnesota. Well, we got Gus in goal for sure. Probably Freddie in there for Carolina. So I got to think an under here with these two teams right now. Carolina's not really making you much money on the road. And we know Minnesota's a dynamite road team. And actually, they're kind of a losing proposition at home. But both teams have lost a couple of games in a row here right now. So I'm going to end up taking the under here in this one. Both teams kind of trend that way. You got Carolina 20-24 the under as a favorite, and Minnesota 10-13 of the under as a dog. And I'll drift that way as well. Give me the under with Carolina and Minnesota.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you think about late slate of NHL action, Ron?
Yeah, with Carolina and Minnesota, it's okay. We got Freddie Anderson. We got our man Gustin back in net. It's not going to be Fleury. So I'm going to look at Minnesota. If you look at Carolina on my spreadsheet, they're 1-7 in this role as a road favorite. So I'm looking big plus money with the Wild in that one. And Hofer, no sir. So give me Florida in regulation on that. Probably drop your juice a little bit. And I like Calgary at home. Calgary at home has been very good. I know Colorado's coming in, but I'm going to look at the Flames at home there. And like Toronto on the road, again, -1 or regulation, whatever drops your juice. And the Vancouver, San Jose, you got to look at San Jose as a home dog. You know, they do very well. So even this Vanasek, it looks like in goal for the Sharks. I'm going to take San Jose. If you can get a puck line, low price, or if you can't, just take them on a money line.
And for me, looking at this late slate, Hofer, no sir, no chance. He got burned me last time I took St. Louis. I figured it was Bennington, and they decided to slide Hofer in there. And he was
5 goals later.
Just awful, absolutely awful in that one. Losing to Colorado, thought it was a good spot. No, Hofer was awful. So expecting him to bounce back here against the defending champs. Good luck. It is Spencer Knight on the other side for the Panthers. It's not Bobrovsky, but still, Spencer Knight's been playing some pretty good hockey. I trust the Panthers more in that matchup now that it's that goalie matchup. The dog has covered the puck line in, 10 of the last 11 head-to-head in that matchup. Definitely not one of them rest of the window lead to the Panthers there. And then looking at Colorado taking on Calgary, I kind of like the under there. Blackwood's going there for Colorado, and you got Wolf going for Calgary. Normally you see a whole pile of goals head-to-head between those two teams, but I kind of lean to an under. And then looking at Toronto. Guess who's back in goal for Toronto? It's been a while since you've seen that guy in. Stolar's back in goal for Toronto. So it's one of those spots that I like. I like Toronto, but for me, it's just a fade of Seattle. What have they been doing? It's their streak of losing games at night is like, was it 12 straight? I believe they've teams on a winning streak. They've lost 12 straight too. So I don't trust them there. I'll take the Leafs. The Leafs love Stolarz. I don't know why. I like Wall a little better, but when Stolarz is in there, everybody gets up for the game in that one. So I like the Leafs in the puck line actually to beat up on Seattle in that matchup. What was the other one that I seen? Oh yeah, and then San Jose and Vancouver. Give me the over in that matchup tonight. I think we see plenty of goals. It was at 6. It's dropped to 5.5, and I'm going. I just can't bet a San Jose under 5.5. I just can't do it. Look what they can do giving up goals. But San Jose, I think they can score some goals tonight as well. Because I'm still waiting. Who's getting the start for Vancouver? It's looking like Demko might likely get the start again. And if it's him, he's been awful for Vancouver. He maybe the last time, he got himself a shutout. But Vancouver off of shutouts, they're I believe 11-2 to the over. So give me the over, San Jose and Vancouver. That wraps up the slate of action tonight. Now we head on over. We got the parlay section, or maybe a player prop, or a game in the future. Capitals will decide whatever they want to give you out there, and then they'll let you know what they got going over at Tony's Picks. That's where you can find our best bets, the bets that we are making, the ones we love the most. Just hit the link, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, and you can find those bets that we are making, the ones we love the most. Heading on over to Ramon. What do you got for us, Ramon?
I'll try to roll a 3-teamer. Just missed last night, 2-1, and just missed that third. So we go 2-1 on those. We'd be profitable. We got to hit a parlay here with St. Thomas. Tommy's on the road. They usually have a little bit of difficulty with South Dakota State, but they're playing so well right now, and they're getting some points. Pretty nice ball game here in conference play. So take the Tommies here, plus the points right now against South Dakota State. They're getting 4 points in that one. Take the Tommies on the road. Also add to the parlay. I'm going to put in there, Rod, Hawaii, minus the points on the road here. I know it's always a little bit, you're wondering, how they lose these games a little bit when coming to the mainland, but this is a team that they do have a strong series history against. Cal Poly, Hawaii, laying the points here on the road, and I'm willing to lay it minus 1.5 here in this one, Rod. And the other one was just above that, South Dakota and Denver game to go over. This one should be pretty wild. The total is 163.5, and I have it higher than that. You can look at both sides. There's been a ton of overs between these two teams, respectively, in their schedules this season. So give me the over there with South Dakota and Denver. So it's St. Thomas, South Dakota, Denver over, and Hawaii tonight, 3-teamer. Also, pick up my picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. I got, of course, a big package in college basketball with this card, and also an NBA card tonight, and NHL as well. So pick up my plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you think there in parlay action, and what do you got for everybody over at Tony's Picks?
All right, Ramon, here's your second one for Super Bowl Sunday. You ready for this one? Mm-hmm. No, you've been waiting for it. This one's going to be, and you can see this in the Chiefs' former Super Bowl games, when Hardman would line up in the slot, he'd come around and they would hand it off to him. Look for Xavier Worthy over 5.5 yards rushing, because I think Xavier's going to be that guy coming on the end around. So watch that one. In NHL, we're going to go with the Jackets plus a big price at home. And in college basketball, Bellarmine plus the 11. What I got tonight, I have my NHL slap shot play, get back on track tonight, hopefully. And also had the 3-point play, crushed it last night with OKC. So you can get that right now. And I got one college basketball in there as well. Taking a little light, went 0-2 last night in college basketball. So trying to find out. Thank you, West Virginia. And Mr. Weskers, I think, said that one looked fishy, and it sure did. And then I also lost on Troy. So I'm like, woo, let's back off a little bit on the college basketball right now. But pair us up. Everybody here you're seeing, we're on the leaderboards for different sports. Everybody's got a specialty out here. So make sure you pair us up. Get that long-term package. You'll get all my Super Bowl selections for Sunday. as well, and going into, and I'm red hot in hockey right now, leading the board. So definitely want to pick that up. And like said, Ramon said, use that code Tony T at checkout and get your 15% off.
And for me, we're going to go with a little 3-team parlay in the NHL. We're going to take the Washington Capitals on the money line, take the Vegas Golden Knights on the money line, take the Toronto Maple Leafs on the money line. A little 3-teamer for you all on the ice tonight. Love those three there. And this, once you get the news of the goalies, those are the three I love. I would have made that into a little 3-team parlay video if I had known all this information we do. So definitely love that one. I'm going to make a bet on that one as soon as we're done here. And for me, over at Tony's Picks, hey, I got my NHL sniper play going. I've got my NBA drop a dime play. I got a college basketball slam dunk as well. Those are all sold individually. Or, better yet, grab my top 3 play of the day, my top triple. And I'll get you all 3 of those plays in a single package. Profit guaranteed in that package. And, hey, once you get a winner, jump aboard long term. That is the best way to go here at Tony's Picks, is aboard long term. That way you don't miss out on any of the plays we got going, and you get everything going for less. It's the best way to put more buckets into your pocket. That's the way to go here at Tony's Picks, is long-term. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. Hey, I'm not the only hot capper over here at Tony's Picks. Definitely go check it out. You can see the leaderboards all fully documented over there for you to check out. And when you're aboard long-term here at Tony's Picks, like any other site does not do, we have the late Steam play. If we find a play that a capper likes, they can throw it in there 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time. They'll throw it in, and you'll get an email directly to you, so you can join that capper on that late Steam type of play. And when you get that late info, you get that late winner. So jump aboard long term here at Tony's Picks. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Happy to do the happy hour. Week's rolling right on by. We got one more tomorrow. And you know what? It is the happy hour tomorrow, but guess what? We're going to kick off something new tomorrow in the happy hour, and that is going to be what happens on Friday. It's the Friday free-for-all frenzy. So guess what? All the games that we're going to pick will be coming from you in the chat. So whatever game you want covered tomorrow on tomorrow's slate of action, you just put it in the comment section below, and we'll go through it and we'll cover it. We'll just keep going one by one until we've got all the games covered, or it is what it is. So it could get crazy in the chat tomorrow. Definitely tune into the Friday free-for-all as we kick it off a new little segment here on the happy hour. We'll definitely get you all that information on the goalies and the injury reports in the NBA, that type of stuff as well. So definitely tune into that tomorrow on the Friday free-for-all here at the happy hour. Any last words before we head on in here from my other 2 hours? Ramon,
if anybody missed any selections, you can go ahead and rewatch this. It'll be in the archives, as well as some videos from many of the cappers here at Tony'sPicks.com.
Beautiful, exactly. Definitely check out the archived YouTube collections we've got. We got plenty of the cappers you see here on the happy hour and on the morning show. Shooting videos. You got Tony shooting some NBA videos. Chris does the NBA videos. Ron's got some videos up there as well. I got some hockey coverage as well. Definitely check out the archive videos here on Tony's Picks. And, hey, we even got some pretty good article writers. Definitely head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check those out as well. A couple good article writers over there writing on hockey, college basketball, and the NBA. And, hey, we even got a UFC writer over there now. So go check it out. It's, we're on the up and rise. We appreciate everybody that tunes in, because without you guys here, we're not able to do what we're doing and be able to get you those winners. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Have yourself a wonderful Thursday, everybody. We'll wave goodbye, and we'll catch you tomorrow
everybody
on the free-for-all. Don't forget the morning show, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Tune in then. Till then, have yourself a good one.